today we're going to be doing Shortbox on the mat. Shortbox is a traditional series that's done on the reformer, which I will show after this, or you can watch it first and then watch this video. But I'm going to show how some of the reformer exercises can be easily translatable to mat work. You can incorporate that into your mat work as an alternative to doing the order in order. So let's go ahead and give it a try. The only thing I'm going to use for the first option is a Theraband. So all you'll need is a Theraband and a mat. The first one in the Shortbox series is called Round Back, and it's going to feel very similar to a roll up. So when I do a reformer inspired mat class or reformer on the mat class, I usually put the Shortbox series in where I would normally do the roll up in the mat series. So go ahead, put feet and legs are together on this one. And you can have a little bit of space if you want to. You're going to have that band nice and thick around your feet. I'm not going to choke up too terribly much, but if you have some low back issues and your core isn't as strong, you can really choke up on this as long as you keep your shoulder blades down and back. So I'm going to come about toward the end of my Theraband here, and I'm going to start in a little bit of a C shape down here. So I'm doing a little bit of a pelvic tuck to get me into my spot. Then from there, I'm going to pull belly button to spine, and my shoulders I'm aiming for to be over my hip bones. From there, I'm going to continue to pelvic tuck, pull belly button in, shoulders stay back, and I'm going to round back to wherever's comfortable for me, where I don't start to hinge on my low back. Then from there, I'm going to curl back up. So I'm going to keep that C shape with my pelvis as I come to shoulder over hip. I'm going to go straight back into it. Inhaling as I roll back, and exhale as I roll forward. Sorry. Inhale as I pelvic tuck, round back, keeping my shoulder blades in, and then exhale as I curl my spine forward, shoulder over hip. I have a little bit of chin tucking going on here, but I'm trying to create space in my neck as I do this exercise. Legs are nice and strong. I have my legs bent. That is a good place to be, and that's what I would recommend for this. You can do it straight leg. From there, it's a little bit, you have to turn on your seat a little bit more. So I can be here, if you look down here, or I can be here and be up and do that tuck and then round back. My feet are going to come back with me a little bit, which is why I like my legs bent. And then I'm going to exhale as I come forward. I'm going to try and keep my glutes engaged. Here it's a little easier for me to keep my glutes engaged, so that's why I'm going to round back and exhale forward. Next variation is our flat back. So for here, I'm going to bring my legs out just a little bit, and I'm going to be in a place where I can choke up and keep my arms straight for this one. So I'm still going to start with my shoulders over my hips, but I'm going to keep my head in alignment. It's going to feel a lot like neck pull hinge. You're going to inhale as you go back and exhale as you come forward. So as I come forward, so I'm hinging back. As I come forward, I'm going to resist that band. So I'm not going to let it bring me in. I'm going to use my core to bring myself upright. I'm still in a little bit of a pelvic tuck here, but I'm hinging back straight and trying to keep my head in alignment with my spine. So I'm inhaling back, turning on my glutes, and exhaling forward. We'll do one more. Inhale back and exhale forward. Good. From there, we're going to go into our side bend. For the side bend, I like to cross my legs for this one. You won't see me do that when I do it on the reformer, but I'll actually face the camera for this one. So a couple of options you can do, where you stack your legs on top here, or you can just do a traditional cross. I like to do this here because what I'm doing is I'm going to be pressing my knees down to keep myself upright. And from here, I'm going to take my band, I'm going to cross it, and I'm going to bring it up overhead. So I don't want to be here. I want to be in a place where my shoulders are down. So if you can't go all the way back because you have shoulder issues, you can be anywhere here. It's not about your arm movement, it's about your side waist movement. So you can put your band wherever you want to. I'm going to actively pull this band apart to bring my shoulder blades in, keeping my head in alignment. I'm going to inhale as I reach long to the side and exhale back in. Inhaling, I'm actively pushing that opposite hip down and then exhaling back in. Good. I'm going to inhale over to the side and exhale back in. And the reason I like my legs the way they are is because I can use that top foot to help press these legs down. You can do, traditionally we do 3 on each side. If you want to do even, uncross your legs and cross them the opposite way and do the same thing to sort of even out those hips, you can. I would just do 2 with your legs to each side, legs in your first position, and then switch and do 2 more in this position. You'll be amazed at how it feels and how you might be a little bit off balance. So keeping head in alignment, I'm actively pulling this band apart. I'm going to inhale to the side and exhale forward, trying to actively push that opposite side waist down and exhale forward. This side, the way my legs are a little bit harder when I'm going to this side here. It's harder for me to keep my hip down. So that just means it's good work for me to switch my legs and try that again. So that is the side bend. The next one we're going to do is our twist. So it's a little bit of a combo of that side waist. You're going to be rotating as you come back, round back. First position here, the strap is nice and wide on my feet. And I'm going to actually bring my hands down a little bit closer to the end here. So think that your shoulders are over your hips and I have that pelvic tuck going on. From here, I'm going to start to round back. As I round back, I'm going to bring one elbow back and twist. So I'm going to do that rotation. I'm going to feel that in my oblique, and then I'm going to come back. Inhale as I pull and reach. I'm going to look over that shoulder, and then exhale as I come forward. Inhale, I'm going to go and reach. And then exhale, I'm going to resist that band because it's helping me as I come forward. Inhale, stretch and twist. I look back behind. Exhale as I come over. And the resistance piece of coming back is really important if you want to try this on the reformer, because on the reformer, all you have is your core to help you do the exercise. So inhale to come back, and then exhale forward. Good. So you would do traditionally 3 on each of those sides, and then we go into tree, which is the last exercise in the Shortbox series. So I'm going to do it with the band. It's wonderful to do it with the band. My left leg, my back leg here is going to be nice and long. I'm going to choke up on this band, bring it up here, and then I'm going to roll myself down. Now I'm just going to pause here, make sure that my leg is in alignment here. So like ankle, knee, hip, and then I'm going to come back. From here, you can do some stretches if you want to, but stretch forward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold here, and traditional tree would be that you hold your leg up in space and you're going to walk up to the top here and then walk yourself back down. Then it's wonderful with the band because you're going to use the band to help you walk up. So from here, I'm going to start here, and then you're going to really pull on this. You're going to tuck chin, leave some space. You're going to try and leave your leg in space as you walk up. You're going to pull and then exhale as you walk back down. Now, I would think about resisting that band again as you come down. Try not to rely so much on your band, and try and really work that core muscle. So my opposite heel, I'm really trying to push down as I come up and then trying to push it down as I come back. So traditionally 3 on each side, and then we always get to do some fun stretches. You can come up to do your stretches or you can do them on the floor. So if you're on the floor, you would just take that band, bring your leg out to the side, stretch everything out. Maybe you take a couple breaths here, and then you come over to the side here and reach nice and long, maybe looking opposite side, and come back to center. If you want to do this one up, you would take the band up nice and high and maybe grab onto this leg, come out to the side, and then you can cross. When you cross, think of your spine twist. You're going to be sitting up nice and tall, and you're going to try and pull that band across your body as you look back and reach. So I'm aiming to be a little bit more upright. I'm not trying to sag back. So I'm nice and upright. That way I get that stretch right here. You can do some point and flex as well, however you want to do your tree. And then always make sure you do your opposite side. So again, the band is going to go around my foot. I'm going to bring it up. Gives me a little bit of a stretch. And then I'm going to start planting my opposite foot down, making sure that I'm in alignment. So I want my legs to come straight out of my hips. And I'm going to come down. I'm going to plug my shoulders in. I'm going to start to tuck my chin. Maybe I even try and point. As I come up, I'm going to try and reach really high. Maybe I try and touch that toe. I can barely make it today. And then I come back down. So you're walking up your leg, and then you're walking down. As you walk down, don't rely so much on the band. If you have to let it loose and see if you can roll down, maybe your leg drops a little bit. That's okay as you're working on your progress. And then coming up, traditionally 3 walks up and back. And then from there you can do the stretch. Again, you can walk yourself down, bring your hand over, let that leg go out, opposite hand goes out, you turn your head, maybe do a breath there, then you bring it across the body for a nice stretch. Then you come back center. You can always, nice, lovely hamstring stretch here is to just pull that band towards you. And again, if you want to do it up top instead, it's a little bit tricky here. You don't really, I have something to hold on to here, but if you're on the floor, you probably won't. And then bringing it across the body, I'm going to sit nice and tall. I'm going to do a spine twist movement. And then I'm going to come back. So that right there is Theraband Shortbox.